Bless up, my people. Welcome back to the Daily Scoop. Today, we are looking at a developing conversation around Masicka, Skillibeng, Popcaan, J Progress, Vybz Kartel, Vanessa Bling, and the wider dancehall debate. Masicka recent momentum has put him right back into the center of attention, and now fans are asking one major question: could Skillibeng be the next artist to enter a lyrical battle with Masicka? We are also touching on Popcorn reaction after Masicka Barclays Center performance. J Progress speaking out against attack on Vanessa Bling, and why controversy continues to follow some of dance's biggest names. Starting off with Masicka, when you look at Masicka's career, one thing is difficult to deny. Consistency has been one of the major ingredients behind his rise. Masicka did not suddenly appear overnight. For years, he built his name through mixtapes, singles, collaboration, lyrical performances, and a steady presence within dancehall. There was a period when he was still viewed primarily as an underground artist, but the foundation was already being laid. And now we are seeing the result of that foundation. His latest album, Forever Rain, has created another major wave around his career. The album has brought attention not only to the music itself, but also to Masicka performances, his international fan base, and his position among the dancehall leading artists. Then came the Barclays Center performance. That show became a major talking point because people were debating the turnout even before the event happened. Some critics were predicting that the venue wouldn't fill. Others questioned whether Masicka had reached a level where he could carry a major arena event by himself. But when the night came, the conversation changed. People saw the audience, they saw the performance, they saw the energy. And naturally, once an artist proves something on that kind of stage, the question becomes even bigger. What is next? That is where the clash conversation comes in. Now, let's talk about Skillibeng. Social media has been buzzing because of a preview connected to Masicka, and this is where dancehall fans become detective. One preview can generate hundreds of theories. One line can cause fans to start asking whether an artist is sending a message, and when the name involved are Masicka and Skillibeng, people immediately start talking about competition. But here is where I think we need to slow down. A preview or a collaboration should not automatically be interpreted as a declaration of war. Skillibeng has already demonstrated that he is comfortable working with different sounds and different artists. Masicka has also shown throughout his career that he is not afraid of lyrical competition. So, if these two eventually went at each other lyrically, it would definitely attract attention. But would it actually happen? That's the question. Because a clash is not simply about who can make the better song, a serious lyrical clash can affect relationships, business opportunities, fan bases, and careers. That's why artists have to think carefully before stepping into that arena. And this is especially important when both artists are already successful. Neither Masicka nor Skillibeng needs a clash simple to become relevant. That's already relevant. So if something happens, it would have to be because both sides genuinely believe there is something worth competing over. Whenever Masicka name enter a clash discussion, another name almost automatically appears, which is Alkaline. For years, dancehall fans have debated whether Masicka and Alkaline could make the perfect lyrical opponent. And I understand why. Both artists have strong fan base, both have lyrical reputation, both have cultivated distinctive identities, and both have been a part of conversations about the future of dancehall. There was a period when fans were already imagining what a serious Masicka versus Alkaline clash could look like. But neither artist has given fans the full battle they're demanding, and that's why the discussion keeps returning. Some fans believe Masicka should challenge Alkaline, others believe Alkaline would have the advantage, and then another group says, why does there have to be a clash at all? That's actually a fair question. Competition is part of dancehall culture, but artists don't have to destroy each other lyrically to prove who is talented. Sometimes the strongest move is simply continuing to release quality music. Let's put some history into perspective. Before Alkaline became a massive mainstream name, Masicka already had people watching his development. During the early to mid 2010, both artists were developing their respective fan base. Then Alkaline exploded, his image, sound, controversial moments, and growing international attention helped him establish himself as one of dancehall's biggest young names. Masicka part was different. He continued developing his lyrical ability and catalog. Instead of rushing everything, he kept building, and eventually that consistency started paying divided. That's one of the reasons why today Masicka feels different from the Masicka people were talking about years ago. He has international shows, he has major collaboration, he has album with significant attention, and now he is performing in major venues. That's growth. Now, let's shift to Vanessa Bling and J Progress. This part of the story is important because social media sometimes takes music loyalty way too far. Vanessa Bling made an appearance at Masicka Barclays Center show. Some people did not like it, that's their opinion. But disagreement over an artist's career decision does not justify threatening, attacking, or encouraging violence against that person. And that's where J Progress' reaction becomes significant. There were people online questioning Vanessa's decision to appear at a Masicka event because of her history with Vybz Kartel and the Gaza movement. But Vanessa Bling is an adult with her own career and her own decision. She is allowed to work, she is allowed to perform, she is allowed to support artists, and she is allowed to make professional decisions without people turning the situation into something dangerous. Fans can disagree, fans can criticize, but there has to be a line. Music is supposed to be an entertainment. It should never become an excuse for people to threaten somebody's safety. Interestingly, Vanessa Bling also raised another idea that deserves attention. She suggested that dancehall leading female artists could come together for one major event at the Barclays Center. Think about the possibilities. You have artists like Spice, Jada Kingdom, Shensia, Tanya Stevens, Chanel Muir, and Vanessa Bling herself, and several other women representing different generations and different style of Jamaican music. That kind of concert would be powerful. Dancehall has no shortage of talented women. The real question is whether promoters could put together a production large enough to showcase all of them properly. Instead of constantly asking whether female artists can compete with each other, why not create a platform where they can dominate the same stage? That's a different kind of competition. It's competition through excellence. Now, let's bring Popcaan into the discussion. After Masicka Barclays Center performance, Popcaan became part of the conversation among fans. And once Popcaan names start trending around a major New York venue, people immediately start asking another question. When is Popcaan coming to perform there? Then there is a bigger question surrounding Madison Square Garden. Can Popcaan sell it out? That's a question fans are already debating. Popcaan has built an international following, and over many years, his catalog stretches across dancehall, reggae, Afrobeat, and international collaboration. So the conversation is not completely unrealistic, but whether an artist can sell out a venue is something that ultimately has to be demonstrated through ticket sales. Social media predictions are one thing, the box office is another. Then we have Tony Matterhorn entering the conversation. There have been disagreements surrounding cartel lifestyle, spending, and public image. But again, this is where I believe fans have to separate personal opinions from facts. If Cartel wants to spend his money on luxury vehicles, that ultimately is business. If someone does not like it, they can say they don't like it. But criticizing somebody's spending is not the same thing as proving they have done something wrong. And Cartel fans are obviously going to defend him. That's the nature of dancehall freedom. You have different camps, you have different loyalties, but the LTS way to have these debates is through music, ideas, and opinions, not personal attacks. So, my people, we have a lot happening around dancehall right now. Masicka is enjoying a major moment following his Barclays Center performance and the release of his album Forever Rain. Skillibeng has fans wondering whether lyrical confrontation could eventually develop. Alkaline remain a name that fans continue to mention whenever Masicka competitive ability comes up. Popcaan has fans discussing whether he could eventually conquer Madison Square Garden. Vybz Kartel continues to command attention years after his return. Vanessa Bling has sparked discussion about the potential power of an all-female dancehall concert. And J Progress has pushed back against people taking their criticism of Vanessa way too far. At the end of the day, dancehall is supposed to give us music, creativity, competition, and entertainment. Artists can disagree, fans can debate, people can choose their favorite, but let's keep the conversation about the music. And to everybody watching the Daily Scoop, remember to like the video, share, and subscribe. Drop your opinion in the comments. Would you want to see Masicka and Skillibeng clash, or would you rather see both artists focus on making great music? Until the next one, respect, stay safe, and keep supporting the Jamaican music.